Hey, Tesla fans, how you guys doing? So I thought I would do a little quick dislike video of my 2017 Tesla Model X 75D. I bought it, obviously, pre-owned. I've had it a little over a month now, and I just thought I would let you guys know what my thoughts are with this vehicle after having it for a little over a month. And like I said, my likes and dislikes. So let's start with my likes. And I will say love. I do love the vehicle. It's pretty awesome. Uh, I did lots and lots and lots of research on this vehicle. Not on this particular vehicle, but on a Tesla Model X. When these things came out in 2016, they were over $100,000, and I thought I would never be able to have one, even a pre-owned one. But I was fortunate enough to be able to buy one now. Prices on a pre-owned Tesla Model X are pretty reasonable now. My lease was up on my Mercedes, and I knew that a Tesla Model X was going to be my next vehicle. And my intentions was on buying a brand new one. I put my order in for the new refreshed Model X, and it just kept getting delayed till I just got to the point where I have to go ahead and buy another vehicle. So I found this pre-owned one. It was a good price. It was a one owner with no accidents, low mileage, so I went for it. So now it's been a month and week, maybe 2 weeks that I've had it, and so far I am loving the vehicle. No issues that will keep me from not loving the vehicle. It's been great. We have me and the family have taken it on a road trip, and it did great. With it only being a 75D, we did have to stop and charge more than what I would like, but I knew what I was getting into when buying a 75D. But we don't do a ton of traveling, so the 75D has been great. I definitely get enough charge to do what I need to do on a daily basis. Let's see, what else can I say about it that I just love? Other than I just love everything about it. In previous videos, I talked about the vehicle. It's that it has the chrome delete already from the previous owner, which I really love. I'm not a fan of the chrome, so the chrome delete was already done. I had to have the black 22-inch wheels, which this one has, so I was glad to get that. Let's see, that it is the 6-seat configuration, which is working out great. My 11-year-old usually sits in the very back. He likes sitting back there, I'm guessing because he just feels like he has that whole space to himself. There is a little charging port back there for him. He has a cup holder. So yeah, he just likes sitting back there. My other son sits in that seat. And then we have, obviously, a room for 2 more people. So the 6-seat configuration has worked out great. That's what I really wanted. So when somebody does need to get into the 3rd seat, they can just walk through the middle without having to move the seats to get to the back. Let's see, autopilot. And this also has the full self-driving, so the navigator and autopilot has been great. But this leads to some of the dislikes with the vehicle. The navigate on autopilot, and I will also say autopilot itself. And it's no fault of the vehicle. I mean, the vehicle is just trying to be as safe as possible. But when I do have it on autopilot, if a vehicle drives in front of the vehicle, in front of my vehicle, and if I didn't have it on autopilot, I wouldn't try to brake. I would just keep driving because I would see that there's plenty of room for that car to cut across to the other side of the road without me hitting it. But when it's on autopilot, the car kind of freaks out about it and wants to hit the brakes, which I don't really like that, especially if there's someone behind me that I'm just worried that that person is not going to notice that the car has braked and end up hitting me, or they're going to get mad because they may be thinking I'm brake checking them or some reason. But that I don't like. Another thing I don't like is the red light recognition. When it's a red light, that's fine, but if it's just a flashing light, for instance, if you guys notice when there's a 4-lane intersection and there's not a red light for that intersection, they just have like a flashing caution light to let you know that that is a 4-way intersection, and just to be mindful of traffic coming from 4 different directions. So the car will see the flashing light and will give you the warning to if you want to go through that or not. And you can hit the little stalk, if I can get you to it, that little stalk here. You pull it to say, yeah, going through that light. Sometimes it doesn't do that, and I'll be just driving right along and it gets right up to that light and wants to hit the brakes. I guess it thinks that maybe it's a red light. I don't know. But I don't like that aspect of it. Because again, if someone is behind me and don't notice that the car is stopping or slowing down, I'm afraid they're going to hit me, or that person behind me thinks I'm brake checking them, and that's just going to make them mad. I don't like that. Let's see. When navigate on autopilot, it does pretty good. The navigate on autopilot does do pretty good. Sometimes I have noticed that I will actually have to get into the lane that I need to get in to get off of the exit. If you know about navigate on autopilot, the car theoretically is supposed to know what exit that you need to get off of, and the car will get into the lane that it needs to be in to take that exit. And most of the time it does do that, but there have been several times that it hasn't done that, and I've known I'm coming up on that exit, and the car will tell me you're coming up on your exit. So me thinking, and maybe I'm just wrong about navigate on autopilot, I'm thinking the car should be getting over into the lane that it needs to get in to take that exit, and doesn't. So I go ahead and have to do it. Not a big deal, but I'm just thinking that navigate on autopilot, that's what it is supposed to do. It's supposed to do those things itself. But those things are annoying, but not a big deal. But something that is super annoying, that is kind of a big deal, and maybe I just need to take it in and have it checked out, is and it's on the driver's side, like the driver's door. Let's see if it'll do it now. Okay, it did it just fine then. But there are times I hit that button and the door would pop to open, but it doesn't open all the way. I still have to either grab the door and pull it closed and then hit the button again to make it open, or I just have to pull the handle and open it myself. And with it being mechanical, when I do open it myself, there's a lot of tension there, like it keeps wanting to pull the door back towards me to not open. And it's the same thing with on the outside. When you push the door handle button to make the door open, sometimes, a lot of times, it doesn't want to open. It'll pop, but doesn't open. So I'll have to push the door shut and then hit the button again to make the door open up. Pretty annoying, and it does do it quite a bit. Another thing, it doesn't do this too often. It's done it probably 3-4 times now since I've had it. And if you think about it, I guess that is quite a bit. But the Falcon Wing door on the driver's side, opens up just fine. Open just fine. And closes just fine. There have been a few times where I've hit that button and it will start to open and then stop and says that something that like there's an obstacle, however you pronounce it, that there's something in the way keeping the door from opening all the way. And there won't be anything. Like I'm in my driveway and this is where it has happened. I think all the times that it has done it, it's been in the driveway and there's nothing there that would keep the door from opening all the way. And even on the other side, there's nothing in the driveway that would keep the door from opening all the way. But it has done that a few different times, and I would have to manually either push and hold the door button to make it open all the way. And one time I even had to just reset, press and hold these two buttons and just reset everything to make that warning go away. The other times it just has fixed itself. Like I just screw it, I'm not going to worry about it, and drive and then stop. And if I need to open it to let one of the boys out, it worked just fine. So I don't know if there's just an issue with a sensor in it or if it's just a computer issue or what, but those two door things have been pretty annoying, and I probably should just take it in and get it checked out. If I do that or not, I've been dealing with it. I've gotten used to it now, but I may eventually just take it in and find out what's causing that. I have even turned out, because you guys know that, or you may not know, that on the Tesla Model X, you can walk up to the driver's door if you have the key fob and it would automatically open. With that issue of the driver's door not wanting to open all the way, it just got to where more often than not it just wouldn't open all by itself. So I just turned off that feature altogether, because if I gotta open it myself, I'll just open it myself and not just, oh well, is it going to do it this time or is it not going to do it this time? So anyway, but those are my only two dislikes I have with the car, is those two doors having issues from time to time. But everything else about the vehicle I absolutely love, and everything is going great. No issues with it so far, and I hope to not have any major issues with the vehicle. And I have added this wireless charging for the phone. It works great. I actually bought this one off of eBay, used, so I got it super cheap, but it's worked great. So I liked having that, the wireless thing. I didn't like having to plug it in and charge, and just throw it down there and charge it when I'm not using it. And then I'm planning on getting ceramic coating done on the vehicle. I had thought about having it clear wrapped, but the quote I got was like $5,000 to do that, and I'm like, that's a lot of money to have this 4-year-old car wrapped. So I decided not to do that. I just think it's pointless to wrap a 4-year-old car. It's already going to have some paint issues, some few little scratches. Obviously, I can get those things fixed before having it wrapped, but again, that's just going to add to the cost of having it wrapped. So I'm not going to do that, but I am really planning on having it ceramic coated. Because I've noticed on the front, with the Tesla Model X, well, I guess with Tesla in general, the front is pretty flat, so it collects a lot of bugs, and just run it through the car wash. It doesn't want to take all those bugs off, so I'm out there trying to rub off bugs after I've had the car washed. So I'm hoping that the ceramic coating will help with the bugs. May not help them from sticking to the car, but help clean them off when I clean up the vehicle. But that's it. All in all, the car is great. I'm loving it. It's fun. Even though it's just a 75D, it still has a lot of torque. It has, when you're taking off from a stop and you really push the pedal down, it moves. So I like that. I just would like to had a 100D, but at the time when I was looking, I couldn't find one that was in my price range, that I didn't have to travel way out of state to get. This one I still had to go out of state to get it, but it was just it was like a couple hour drive. It wasn't 10-hour drive away. So anyway, but that's it. My likes, dislikes, loves of the vehicle. Hope you guys enjoy this, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.